extraterrestrial, like a extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like a extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like a extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong.
What's going on, y'all? Good morning, people. Welcome to another edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Thank you guys for tuning in. And yes, it's going to be one of those episodes that a lot of people are not want to. They don't want to hear. They're going to ignore it. They're going to pretend it don't exist. But that's okay. We're still going to shoot with this message because the message is more important than their feelings. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do me a favor if you want more content from me and some of my other channels, please make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this out to anybody that you think will be interested in this content. Follow me on all social links are located in the description. Participate, waive all rights to privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach our goal, one lucky person will get $100 doing the Cash App giveaway. So, here's this episode. Like I said, I don't even want to say it's going to be controversial because stuff like this doesn't surprise me or it doesn't faze me at all to talk about it as long as I know what I'm talking about. And dare I say, I've been sitting on this for a good minute. I'll tell you that much. I've been sitting on this for way too long. I have sat back and patiently waiting to see if anybody was going to catch this. They didn't, so I said, "All right, I'll burst our bubble and we're going to keep it moving." This whole narrative about black women deleting black boys, fellas, just don't go anywhere. Keep your ass right here, and please don't make me come and find you. All right. So before we get into that debacle, quote unquote, let's start with quick hits, shall we? Where do I want to go with this first? Yeah, we could start with this. Ladies and gentlemen, uh, Kendrick Lamar did his Kid and Friends pop up show. Not only did he do it, this guy is something different. He performed Not Like Us not once, not three times, but five damn times. And not only that, he brought his friends. One of his friends being Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan. Mustard was there too, I believe. They started performing on the stage and whatever. I know DJ Ack was back. He's like, "You ain't never gonna win the ring." That's probably one of the most funniest things I heard in a long time. Tell somebody you're not gonna win a ring because you performed with the ops. That's hysterical. But to perform that five times, um, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. But then again, like this is the same guy that's saying I'm usually homeboy with the same niggas that I'm riding with, but this is hip hop. Them niggas should know what time it is, and that goes for Jermaine Cole, Big Crit, Wale, Pusha T, ASAP, Rocky, and Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electron, Tyler McMahon. I got love for y'all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas, making sure your core friend never heard of. Well, the Control Bros. I'm not about to get into it, but this is at Kendrick Lamar. We knew this. When did Control come out? 2011 or 2012? We knew it back then. This is what he was. So over 10 years later, this is no surprise. I wouldn't have done it five times, but if the crowd is into it and you made a moment, it seems like he made a moment into this. Hey, kudos to you. So the question is, what does Drake think about it? He ain't worried about it. I'm not. I'm laughing at the whole everything about this because this is hysterical. Now, don't get twisted. Kendrick won that uh, back and forth. I want to make that very clear. Kendrick won that one, but how Drake is handling it, he's like, I ain't worried about you, man. Hold on, real quick. Sorry, I had to give a cereal order, but okay. Jesus, that woman. So, um, I like how everything is being handled. I don't have. I like. I would have done it five times, but I like how Kendrick Lamar is handling this. It's the simple fact that this is our culture, and I'm always gonna have a problem. I'm always gonna stand by people appropriating it. So the fact that you want that Drake is hysterical, entertaining, and I'm all for it. And dare I say, do I think Drake is done? No, I don't. I really don't. That's just my personal beliefs on that. But we'll keep posting on that. Secondly, I think some congratulations are in order. Let me drop this for the time being. And I want to say congratulations.
So many blessings in your life. Not only are you expecting a little one, you're also engaged. Tell me about the proposal. Were you emotional? Were you overjoyed?
It was just such a beautiful, intimate moment. We were not dressy.
What do you like, PJs?
Yeah, I definitely had on like one of his t-shirts and his boxers. It was very like I had absolutely no idea.
Oh, he completely shocked you?
Completely. I mean, I felt like it was gonna come soon. I didn't know when.
Right.
And the way that it the way that it happened was just so funny. I'm sitting in the bed watching TV with boxers on, you know what I mean? It's not really sexy.
So it was just like an intimate moment, the two of you.
Yeah.
How did you celebrate?
I cried, I gave him the biggest hug and kiss ever. I FaceTimed everyone I know.
Yeah. Was mom?
Congratulations to Nelly and Ashanti. Not only are they expecting, they are engaged. Now, from what I'm being told or looking at, they've been either they've been engaged since December 27th or they've been married since, excuse me, December 27th. So that's what I think. But either way, I want to say, hey, congratulations! Long time coming. Hey, get off my Drake, get off my screen. I'm not trying. Jesus Christ. So congratulations to Nelly and Ashanti. I'm actually legit happy for them because obviously they went out back in the day. They had to separate. That's how life happens. And if opportunity knocks, spin the block when you're older and wiser. So I'm all for it. So salute to them. Marriage and a bundle of joy, a win-win situation. And lastly, this is let's take a bit of a left turn.
Breaking news, Fox News' Lisa Evers has learned from multiple police and law enforcement sources that the son of rapper Remy Ma, 23-year-old Jason J. Scott, along with another man, have each been charged with first-degree murder, 2 counts of weapons possession, and reckless endangerment. The charges are in connection with the June 7, 2021 murder of 47-year-old Darius Gullibo in Queens. Investigators are looking into the possibility if that was a murder for hire. But an arraignment is expected later today in Queens County Courthouse. We're going to have much more on this breaking story coming up at 5 p.m.
Remy Ma statement. We stand by Jason's innocent and pray that NYPD will conduct a complete and thorough investigation to reveal the truth. This is undoubtedly a difficult time for my family and me. While we sincerely appreciate the love and support we have received from all of you, we kindly ask for privacy as our legal team works to prove Jason's innocence. Okay. As his mother, I want to address the situation, okay, personally, but have been strongly advised by his legal counsel not to say anything. Duh. As most people in similar situations are informed by their attorneys due to it being an active case. No shit. So, do I trust? Actually, while we're doing this, let me go ahead and open up a Clubhouse. And I need to put this on the charger. But oh well, it is what it is. All right, cool. So, while good morning, Clubhouse. Give me 1 second. We're gonna get started with the show. While this is an active case, Remy shouldn't have said anything, not even a statement, in my opinion, unless given by the council. Like, this is what you want to say, or by our PR team, this is what you need to say. Do I trust NYPD to do shit thoroughly? No, I don't. I don't trust anything about NYPD, and I'm in Houston. Nope, sorry. I'll take my chances elsewhere. But it is what it is. I don't know. We don't know. So we're going to say he is. That's what I said. Reportedly, he's charged with first degree murder. I'm not going to put no bodies on that man until some evidence pop up. I'll listen to all victims or all situations, but I'm only believing the facts that are presented. If there's no facts presented, they need to drop this. They owe that boy an apology. They owe his family an apology, and we need to keep it moving. So I'll say this: somebody did lose their life. Condolences to that person's family and friends. But if he's innocent, he's innocent. Apologize to him, let him go. If you can break off him some bread, do that as well. All right. So that was quick hits. Who is in the chat? Come through with that salt and pepper. I know. I need to put some. What other channels? It's I guess reaction and a wrestling channel, but we'll talk more about that later. Erica, good morning. Oh, from St. Louis, Midwest is in the building. Good morning to you. Hey, he did it 5 times and had the whole West Coast vibe, including the unlikely celebs with each other. I know. He is with it. My guy Marcus is in the building. Marcus, good morning, brother. How you feeling? OG Cowboy, what's good, man? How you feeling? Wonder why Nelly won't claim the baby he had while cheating on Miss Jackson. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know anything about that. I mind my own business. I only report what is in front of me. Ain't no one put that in front of me, so I can't even report on that. All right. But too young for salt and pepper. Yeah. I know. It's just so much that I need to put on just for men. I was like, I don't know about that one, but we'll look into that another day in time. But nah. But let's get started with the show. Black men delete black boys too. Now, like I said, I don't mind people coming at other people's talking points, other people's stances. Totally get it. My whole thing is, if you're going to get at somebody, you better make sure your hands are clean first. So, how did this talking point originated? To my knowledge, um, Cynthia G, who is no longer on YouTube. She's on Patreon. She started with the idea of del- deleting black boys. Now, me, I'm not a victim of clips. So, although I heard it, I need full context on what she was saying, and I couldn't get that. Now, two people that I trust in this space, Callie Bev and Venus. Those two told me what she meant by that. And the context is, if you having their, I'm gonna paraphrase by using certain verbiage that they would use, because Lord knows I don't use this word. If you're dealing with a bandit and you have a baby by a bandit, you should delete the baby. Now, in further context, if it's a boy, it's going to grow up to be like the father. So definitely delete it. Whereas a girl, you keep the baby. Now, although I still don't agree with that talking point, I don't agree with deletion in the slightest of forms. I understand now where she's coming from. I don't agree with it. Let me make that perfectly clear. But now I got context of why she said what she said. Okay, now that makes more sense now. Don't agree with it. Not condoning it, not even a little bit. So move forward with that. Recently, in our space, a few weeks ago, they got, well, at least a few weeks ago, they got on PH Diva, who have adopted the same talking points. And according to what we know, she has, well, we'll get into that later. And a lot of people try to hold her accountable, try to get in her ass. Now, keep in mind, you need to be careful when you come at PhD, but you can't come at her softly with any type of this usual stuff that you guys do, like half speed or at most half speed, maybe a quarter speed. PhD is coming from your head. She usually knows what she's talking about. I like PhD. I respect her. And the couple times we had a respectful back and forth, hey, she knows her stuff. I know mine, and we all came. Her and I came to agreement. That's why I have zero problems with her. Now, with this whole idea about her deleting black boys, I have to sit back and just think about this and process everything. Because they say she doesn't have any kids. I don't know how old she is. She's if she's not around my age, she might be a little bit older, and I'm being respectful when I say that because I don't want to disrespect her. A woman around my age range who has no children, or maybe a bit older, is a plus. Because as much as men talk about they don't want to be stepfathers in this space. Now I debunked that stupid shit a long time ago. As much as they say they don't want to be stepfathers, you actually have a woman who has no baby and you proceeded to shame them. That made no damn sense. You guys don't know what you want and you guys say the most stupidest of shits. Because when it comes to deletions, that's a form of prevention. That's a form of prevention, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I was thinking about how do I want to do this episode? Do I want to just do a regular episode or do I want to do a talking point debunk? Let's see where this goes first. Let's get the definition of prevention. To keep is a verb. To keep from occurring, avert, hinder. Sentence, he intervened to prevent bloodshed. Second definition, to hinder or stop us from doing something. Sentence, there is nothing to prevent us from going. I know, I know. Wait a minute, it's a child by a white man that let them picture that. Oh, that part I did not know. I didn't know it was a white man. I know she had a baby with the man that she preached against. Now, that I'm aware of. White guy, I never knew that. Never knew that. You learn something new every day. So, shout out to God, boy. So, if you guys look at the bottom ticker, that's the definition of prevent. The verb, first definition, second definition. That's where we're going to go with this. So, would it be deletion? Well, as in right now, deletion is a form of prevention. We'll get to hold on to that definition because we are not done. And you guys know my ideology on this topic, and just like it was past for the past weeks now. Christian, child of God, believer of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So, we're now that we all know where I'm going, what bubble I'm working in, because y'all gonna say, with you being a believer, abortion is a sin. Okay, hold on, we're not done yet. Let's continue. Now, my thought process on this is real simple. Assuming that black women are preventing the birth of a black boy, I can expose how black men are doing the exact same thing. Now y'all about to get uncomfortable. Men will go to such lengths to see that a child that they did not fully plan for does not make its way into this world. There are many contraceptions that men partake to avoid the responsibilities of paying approximately $311,000 for the first 18 years of a child's life. That's a Washington Post article, by the way. This is not a black woman problem. This is a lack of education and a lack of understanding going on within the space. That's my thought process with this whole situation. Before we get to the principles and the value system, because I'm gonna leave that thought process up there. Bottom tick, I'm gonna leave that right there. So, Chris, with all this information, where are you going with this? Well, I said I wasn't gonna do it, but let's do it. Let's do a talking point debunk. Because we're talking about women deleting black boys. Now, I want to make this perfectly clear, ladies and gentlemen. There's three trimesters that women go through. I almost said trisemester, Jesus Christ. There's three trimesters that women go through. The first one, the second one, third one. The first one is 13 weeks. Then you add another 13, then you add another 13. That's all going to add up to 9 months eventually. Well, technically 10 months because that's really how long a woman's supposed to be pregnant is 10 months, but in most cases, they're going to have it in 9. So I'm just telling you what I know. So, first trimester. Jesus, I knew I was going to say that word. First trimester is um, is when the most abortion happens, which is 91%, according to the CDC. And the I'm not pronouncing that. It starts with the R. Is another credible source. 91% of deletions happen in the first trimester. That goes without saying. Now, if you guys know my take and my stance on when it comes to talking points and stats, you already know we just debunked a stat within the first trimester. Because I need at least 30% of what you're saying to be worth the conversation. 91% of the deletions take place in the first trimester. That's CDC. So your talking point, technically, on the low, your talking point is already debunked right there. But let's keep going. Let's actually skip the second trimester and let's get to the first one, to the last one. Is anybody really gonna commit a deletion when the baby's over here? No, only 1% of that. That's only 1% happens in the third trimester. So you got 91% for the first trimester. You got 1% for the third trimester. So that leaves the second trimester, which is where everybody's talking about. Now, why do I bring up the second trimester? Well, let's see. They said they delete black boys. If they find out it's a boy, it's being deleted. Okay, let's test that theory. To find out the gender of the baby, those results won't be produced until 18 to 22 weeks. Keep that in mind. 18 to 22 weeks is when you will find out the gender of the baby. 8% of abortions occur between 14 and 20 weeks. Did you guys just hear what I said? Think about what I just said. 8% of abortions happen between the weeks of 14 and 20. You will not find out the sex of that baby until 2 weeks after. Just on the numbers alone, that talking point is debunked. I don't know when Cynthia G stated that talking point. I don't remember. I don't know, to be honest. Think about that. From all the way back then, all the way to now. You guys are in an upward over 8%. 8 fucking percent. Do I agree with deletions? No, I don't. I do not. Yes, there's exceptions to the rules. I get it and I understand. But this is not the exception. Nobody got R word. Nobody engaged in incest, and the mother's health is not declining. 8%, y'all. 8%. Matter of fact, those 3 exceptions are in single digits combined, meaning less than 10% of people that get a deletion is pertaining to the mother's health, rape, and incest. And I just told you guys 8% of deletions take place in the second trimester. Did a guy like me have to come on YouTube to expose this? I mean, I thought I'm dealing with these. I can't even call them geniuses at this point. I won't even insult the geniuses to call them that. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to say 30% of deletions took place in the second trimester, let's have the conversation. But then again, keep in mind, you're not going to find out the sex of the baby until you hit 18 weeks. So how many months is that? What, 4, 8, 12, 16? That's 4.5 months. That's when you're going to find out the sex of the baby, or possibly 5.5 months. And people are getting deletions before then, before they even find out the sex of the child. So that in of itself is debunked. Now let's continue to move on with this goofy shit. There we go. So now that we debunked that talking point, let's still address the fellas. Now, why am I calling the fellas to the carpet? Because you say they're deleting black boys. If they're getting a deletion, they don't care what the sex of the baby is. They don't care if it's a boy, girl, or undecided. It's getting out of here. Because there's no way you're going to tell me that a person has enough sense and wherewithal to take care of a girl, but they say, no, I can't take care of a boy. No, I can't take care of any child at all. I'm not even going to wait. That's why most of the deletions take place in the first trimester, because they said, oh no, I don't care what it is. I cannot do it. I don't agree with that. Christopher J does not agree with that, but they get rid of that problem before they even know the sex of the child. But since fellas, you want to really be on this catalyst for children's life, the baby's life that's not here? Sure, I'll meet you there. And I totally agree with you because I don't believe in deleting black boys or girls. I don't believe in deleting any kids, as I stated earlier. So let's go there. For those who believe black boys should not be deleted, I'm pretty sure you believe that black girls should not be deleted as well. I think that goes without saying. So, with that being said, no more contraception. No more. No more contraceptions. What do you mean? When it comes to hormonal methods, um, because for the women that also believe this too, what that mean? No implants, no IUDs, no injections, no pills, no vaginal rings, no skin patches, none of that. What about the barrier methods? No um, external condoms, no internal condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps, none of that. What about sterilization? Tubal ligation or vasectomy? Get rid of all of it. Get rid of all of it. Now, some people are going to say, well, I don't use none of those anyways. I raw dog because I'm a firm believer. Go raw, don't go at all. I totally agree. That means when you're in her, leave it in. Don't tell her to swallow. And if you tell her, if you try to put it in that other hole, you're just different. But don't put it there neither. So the next time you do engage in sexual activities, leave it in. Don't pull out. If you're all for bringing all the black boys and bringing all the black girls into this world, I say bring them, all of them. Don't stop what you're doing. Just get rid of all the preventive measures that will make sure that there's no kid that brought into the world. If you really believe that deleting children, black boys in this concept is a problem, then I say, okay, let's solve the problem. Bring them all in and just get rid of all the contraceptives. Get rid of all of it. Oh, so y'all don't want, I'm assuming a lot of people don't want to do that. But don't worry. What does I got Bible on it? And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl in the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. That's Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. Let's go to Leviticus 26, verse 9. For I will have respect unto you and make you fruitful and multiply you and establish my covenant with you. Let's try Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 3. And I will gather the remainers of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. Now, with all of that being said, I think Matthew chapter 23, verse 27 and 28 might hit home. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are like unto witted specular, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of uncleanness. Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquities. Now, that last verse is for the brothers. The first three verses be fruitful and multiply. Just multiple verses in the Bible. That's saying, get rid of all these condos, get rid of all this stuff, because that prevents you from multiplying. But the last verse is like, you guys are getting on women in this space about deleting black boys, but you delete black children as well. That's why we're having this conversation. You're doing the exact same thing that they're doing. Now, let's just say they're keeping it to boys, which we are proof is bullshit. You're deleting any child that is tied to you. That's my problem. And if I am a liar, prove me to be a liar. The next time you have sex with that chick and she agrees to it, because consent matters, leave it in. Don't pull out. No mouth, and definitely not that other hole. Like I said, you guys are different. Leave it in. You say you're here for black boys, which means you're here for black children. Leave it in. So how much are you guys for this talking point now? Black women deleting black boys. Men, you do it too. You prevent kids from coming into this world just as much as they do. Or you play a 50-50 part in them not coming into this world as well. What's the principle? If you are all in, be fully invested. If you are all in, be fully invested. You want to save the black children, bring the black, and you want to stop these deletions, bring them in, bring them all in. If you're all in, be fully invested, so your words align with your actions, and your verbiage can never be used against you. So, fellas, what you want to do? Are you still going to be on this high horse regarding black women deleting black boys at a high rate or whatever rate? Or are you going to be the person that says, you know what? I don't believe in deletion at all. I don't believe in robbing the child uh, the right to be in this world. So let's let them all in. It's up to you, fellas. I promise it's up to you. Take a break and let me get in the chat real quick. Talk to my people. So black men putting hits out on babies, not black men hiring hitmen on babies in the womb. Wait, what? So black men. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I was like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know where you're going with that. I have no whereabouts of what they are doing. All I know is if it's loud enough, I'll hear it. But if it's not loud, it's not important. The uproar is she said black women to stop birthing your problems, referring to black males. I don't think people actually said black women are doing it. With the that's for the Cynthia G. We get Cynthia G, and somebody gave me the context of Cynthia G. Now I get it, and now but unfortunately from there, which birthed the a group of women that said delete all. Well, the narrative of delete all black boys. Now, and that has came back up into space, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you guys time to figure this out, which they haven't. So I had to make sure that we cover that part. But you're absolutely right on that one. They are deleting black babies, whether boy or girl. Thank you. All biracial, as we can see with Fresh and Fit. They don't make it to the doctor's appointment to know anything about the baby, let alone sex. So they can't say it got to do with sex of the baby. I will. That's a strong point. I don't know about that one. Maybe, and the details I am getting from the fellas, not the ladies speaking on the fellas themselves. Okay, okay, cool. Eh, Wait, what? What goes on? Don't tell her to swallow. Don't pull out, and don't do a butt plug. I'm just saying, if we're really talking about bringing children into this world, there's it has been historically proven there's only one way to do it. Don't pull out. Leave it in the vagina. Because anytime you pull out, you just prevented a black boy or a black girl from coming into this world. Every single time you pull out. That's one less black boy and that's one less black girl that could have made a contribution to this planet. Well, in this country, women have the final say unless the guy does something illegal to the woman. Now, and I said that earlier in talking point debunk. 91% of deletion take place in the first trimester. Second trimester is only 8%, which is where this talking point generated from. And of course, third trimester is 1%. Yes, a woman's body and a woman's choice. If she's single, especially if she's single. I've always stated that, ladies, your bodies, your choice. You have to make the proper decisions with your body, and especially who comes in and what comes out. That I've always say. No condoms. If we don't, if we're talking about bringing children into this world and preventing deletions, get rid of condoms, all of it. Internal, external, all anything that prevents a child from getting coming to this world, get rid of all of it. All of it got to go. Bring them all in then. Or if you're not for that idea, stop getting on other people for doing the same thing that you're doing, just in another way. Keep the same energy. That's my take on that. You just gotta pay the cost to be the boss. I guess OG's in the building. Bolo, good morning, good morning, good morning. Where we at? No, there isn't that. No, there isn't that option. No court is going to force a woman to transplant a baby, but it's a interesting concept. Hmm. You know what? What time is it? We got time. Copy. Um, I will open the panel up because we're gonna do one more topic, then we gotta go. If if black men are taking out their babies through abort requests, then black men are putting contract hits out on the babies in the wombs. That is a fair that's a fair statement. That's 100% fair. Sharon is in the building. What's good, man? How you feeling? Brittany B, good morning. If women have the final say, why not men take the first say? Duh, that is fair. That is 1,000% correct. I have no problem with that at all. Fellas, just think about what she said. If women has the final say so on their body, make the first decision and determine is this a situation you really want to be a part of. Is this something you want to be entwined with? I agree. I have no takes. I have nothing for that. I'm reading out of order. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Keep the same energy. No contraceptive. Yep. Yes. All right. That. So yeah, the link is. Let me pin the link. All right, the link is pinned, and all right. So if anybody has any takes on this, because I'm not running from anything, but the door, I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack on it, but the door is always open. I'm not running from anything. I stand by what I said. The principle, if you're all in, be invested, so your words align with your actions, and your verbiage can never be used against you. OG is in the building. Cowboy, what's good, man? How you feeling?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Not much, man. It's just like I can only wait so long for people to realize that while you're pointing a finger at other people, three are pointing right back at you. So it's like, all right, you guys are getting on my nerves. So I had to say something.
So, I mean, where did this come about? Was that because of the fresh and fit thing, or
No, no, no. I
just
don't.
just dudes talking in general?
No, no. People in this space talking general. Fresh and fit, I can care less. This started a few weeks ago. Matter of fact, salute to Sharon. They was getting at one of his panelists that's tied to the show, PhD Diva, because this got brought back up, and my taking on it is okay. She elected not to bring a child into the world. I'm not saying she got a deletion because we can't confirm or deny that. But I will say is this: if that's her stance, that she don't want to bring any child into this world, cool. Because we already said only 8% of deletions take place in the second trimester, and you're not gonna find out the sex of the baby till maybe like weeks after that. So my
I'm
take is,
I'm going to tell you the truth, man. I mean,
go ahead.
this is what I've heard, and I didn't check the stats on it, but what I hear, women in our community are not the ones who are getting abortions like that. They never were.
Mm-hmm.
You, You see what I'm saying? So it was just like kind of, even when they overturned, Roe versus Wade, and I was on Clubhouse when I heard black women complaining, I'm like, you guys are not the ones running to the clinic.
Right.
So most of our women are having their babies, so it's not even something for us to talk about, really.
Yeah, I already told them, like, I told black women, this
I
ain't
mean,
got
that's my
shit to
take
do
on
with
it.
y'all. I said, this literally ain't got shit to do with y'all, but y'all made it about yourselves. Get back.
So
But
I mean, I guess we know we have our kids, and for whatever reason, like, we probably think it's gonna work out, doesn't work out, whatever's going on. But you know, um, now there are those that are, man. I remember, I think it was a football player or something. They caught him trying to sneak into Mexico. This is years ago, and he had killed, a woman because she was pregnant with his child. And I'm like, Jesus, was it that bad? That you
it
kill
ain't
this
never
woman,
that bad.
and then they cut this dude in the trunk of a car and trying to get into Mexico. Like, really? Like, what was your plan after that, buddy? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, it's never that bad, But you know, it's it's not it's rare, but it does happen where, like when I was talking about, people doing something illegal, men doing something illegal to a woman to force an abortion. Not all abortions are done inside of clinics.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. And the ones that's even more scary. That's even more worse. The fact that we're only going by the numbers that are presented. Like I tell people, what's the number? 43 million since 1973. And I know percentage wise how much of that is black women. But one thing I will tell people this with this conversation, I still say this really got nothing to do with black women because the numbers since 1973 is it's a bit much. I won't reveal what it is, but it's a bit much. But you want to go in the last maybe year or two or whatever with the deletions going on, and how many of that is tied to black women? 8% in the secretary trimester is just fine. Yeah, I think they'll be just fine. Like I said, I don't agree with deletions at all because we all know most of this stuff take place in the first trimester. No one's trying to figure out what the sex of the baby is. They just want the baby out of them. So knowing that, this talking point should not be a thing at all. Like if PhD, if that the way I see it now is, I don't know if she did. I'm gonna assume she didn't because I'm not gonna put no abortion title on anybody. But the way I see it is, if she elect not to bring a child into this world, boy or girl, salute to her. And the fact that she's being shamed for it is wild.
Mm, I don't know. Those are tough decisions. People act like it's easy. They act like it's easy for a woman to go run to a clinic and do that. And a lot of times, if you look at the stats, women who have abortions, they usually get pregnant again soon after and have the baby. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So yeah, sometimes people make a big deal about nothing. I mean, as far as like women who would like using abortions as a form of birth control, those numbers are low too. It's not a lot of them. And that's in any ethnic group. So I don't know. Most of us are having babies out here, man. you
Yeah.
know. But I'm a big fan of condoms, and I don't understand, you know, why there's like it seems like there's two generations that don't know a damn thing about condoms. People talking about the pull out method. And like last time I checked, you can't pull out from AIDS. So like, where's your condom at?
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I, as guys, Generation X, man, it was always, strap up. And when we were talking about strapping up, it wasn't because we were worried about babies. We were worried about diseases. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? And everybody just doing whatever they want to do, like they get an all cure pill or something. I don't know, man. It's wild out here.
Yeah, I agree. But the whole thing is, if you are getting on, obviously not you, obviously, but if the men on this space, if you're trying to condemn women for deleting a child and shaming them for deleting a child, I would say keep the same energy and get rid of all the condoms, get rid of all the IUDs, all this stuff. But then again, I have to be honest, and my friend said this, and she's absolutely correct. This is just another way to either shame or pressure women into having sex with men. because
Wait a minute.
this.
Explain that to me. How would so shaming a woman for having an abortion? How would that pressure them into
Uh,
having sex right
well, no,
now?
no, no. The people in this space, they're looking. What they're doing is throwing mud at the wall to see what sticks. And this is just another thing that's not gonna stick, and that's not gonna hold weight. Because when you see the people, I'm not gonna say their names because they're not important. But when you see the people that are constantly doing this flag and saying, no, you're going to have this baby, you're going to, and if you get rid of the baby, I'm gonna shame you back into having another baby, so you could just to set them up, just to give up the box. That this is things that I've seen from myself, and when I pick up how people operate in this space, it's like, whoa, you guys are wild. So this is another attempt for them to throw mud at the wall. I know it seems like a stretch, but because they are doing that, that's why I do shows like this. Like what you guys say is not holding any weight. We got some predators in this space. I won't go in details who they are or how they operate, but we do got some predators in this space.
You think?
Hey man,
Oh man. I don't be on Clubhouse no more, man. These dudes are
Uh,
wild, man.
Clubhouse, yeah, in Clubhouse, I don't. I'll put it like this: Clubhouse gets some of their talking points from YouTube, and usually it goes on from there. And I stay out the way. Like House Husbands originated from YouTube. Matter of fact, I know the content creator who originated from that made his way to Clubhouse. So
Wait a minute. House husbands origin, man. I used to talk about being a house husband on Clubhouse. What you mean? Because these feminists would talk all this trash, and I'm just like, okay, let me be a house husband. You go out there and make that money. Oh, they never. All the mics stay on mute. Everybody gets silent. Then it's like, what happened? All these women making all this money. Where's all the bravado? No, you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, shoot. Men raise it.
uh,
Men are better with the children. We're better cooks. We're already at the house, so anything goes down, she knows when she gets home. Husband's already there to defend her. It's a perfect game. But these women don't want to work. I guess. You
you
know.
know what? I did forget that you did say that. I forgot you did say that. God damn. Whose room was in? It wasn't King's room. I forgot what room was in, but you did say that. You was absolutely correct. You was absolutely correct, man. But hey, man, that's the topic. Let me get these last comments in. If you guys are really upset about this, uh, well, I think I read it about this all as a whole conversation. I'll pray to say that would abstain. They would only sex their wives, etc., etc. That's one way of looking at it. I agree. They willing give up their C's. I stand by that. $311,000 for the first 18 years, ladies and gentlemen. $311,000 for the first 18 years, and that was before inflation. Just keep that in mind. Well, if I point a finger, I do it like silly Jesus, where all five fingers point at the other person. Stop it, ma'am. Stop it. Allow me to be honest. There is a difference between stopping a pregnancy from happening and ending a life of a baby already created. There is a difference, but either way, it's both prevention. So the way I say is bring them all into this world or don't bring it at all. Sporties, what's good, man? Men are better with children. Who lied to you? No one. Sugar Bomb, good morning. How you doing? So, Sugar, here's what's going on, and I'm very quick because we got one more thing before we go. The topic about I th- I appreciate that. Thank you. The topic about black men, black women deleting black boys. You already know for the past few weeks that's been a topic of discussion surrounding PhD Diva. I was waiting for a couple of brothers to put two and two together. They didn't, and to be quite honest, some of the women didn't do it as well. So I took it upon myself, maybe a little assistance here and there, just to say. no, black man, you kind of do this too, because anytime you pull out, you're preventing a black boy from coming into this world. Anytime you use a condom, you're preventing a black boy from coming to this world. Anytime you get a vasectomy, you're preventing a black boy from getting to this world. It's not only black boys, you're preventing black girls as well. And also, I explained it to them that before you even know the sex of the child, 91% of the abortions took place in the first trimester. The second trimester is when you find out the sex of the child. Only 8% of that is taking place, and obviously one in the third. So this is not a real topic of conversations. This is another, like I said, this is just mud being thrown at the wall to see what sticks. And my taking on this is real simple. If you're gonna hold women accountable and vice versa, do it. Just make sure if you're pointing one finger, keep in mind three is pointing right back at you. So I'm telling the men in the space, you delete black boys too. And if you don't delete black boys, or you don't prevent black boys from coming into this world, or you're not part of that, then get rid of condoms. Don't pull out. Leave her mouth alone. If you're into that other butt play, leave that alone. But if you stick it in her vagina, leave it in there. If you pull out, you're just as guilty as the person that you're pointing fingers at for deleting black boys or preventing them from coming into this world. Sounds like you should be a single dad. That is hilarious. Hold on. Is not to say only one actually prevents a pregnancy. The operative word you said is prevent, and that's a whole that's the definition that I love with for this conversation. You're preventing, whether it be abortion or whatever. It's still a prevention. Y'all too fat to be house husbands. Shut up. Most of y'all
Yeah.
qualified to be a husband. Shut up, woman. Wait a minute, Chris. They say here are more girls born than boys. Oh, that I'm just saying. So are men assassinating girls? Oh my God, femicide, contracted black men. Shake my head. Old data, old data. Well, old data. But either way, but regardless, the idea is real simple. I don't believe in deletion. Go raw or don't go at all. And your semen needs to go in one spot to bring a child into this world. So if you're not for deletion, if you're not for prevention, bring them all in.
You're
But
like,
if
well,
you
it's got to go once. Why are you being specific, man? You telling people to put the semen.
if you want a child to come to this world, there's only one place it needs to go. So that way we make it perfectly clear. Ain't no one gonna say, well, this is what you said. No, I know what I said. I know what I said.
Well, how about everybody just keep their private parts to themselves? That's the old school way of doing it. You don't want kids. You don't want abortions. You want everything planned out. You keep your private parts to yourself until you're ready to have children. I mean, that's how it's got to be done.
I get
Yeah.
it. No, you're right. So before we get to that topic, the principles is real simple. If you're all in, be fully invested, so your words align with your actions, and your verbiage can never be used against you. If you are getting on women from preventing children from being to as well, you better make sure you're not doing it yourself. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Hold on, let me do this real quick. No, sir, we're not gonna do this. Oh, sorry. Only one prevents pregnancy. Prevent means to stop. Oh, no, I didn't know that. I read the definitions twice. So to stop a pregnancy, pregnancy means having a baby or two or few in you. Okay, I see what you're saying. The keyword for aborting is that it stops pregnancy, not prevent a pregnancy. Yes, they got on them from abortion. Yes, they said that. I said that earlier, and that's also a form of prevention to stop something. The What men were doing was shaming women for not bringing a child into this world. So I said, men, you guys do the exact same thing as well. Some of y'all pay for the abortions. Oops, sorry, shouldn't have said that out loud. But some guys also do other things to make sure it don't get to that point, because you're all about bring all the black children in the world. Because I'm only using the words that they have said in this space, and I'm just flipping it around against them just to show them how stupid they are. So with that being stated, if you're going to get on women for this, you better make sure on your part you're not contributing to the problem. That's what this whole thing was about. But let's get into the last topic, because I knew dropping that link was gonna take this longer than it need to. But I'm still hard headed and don't know any better. Where is my? There we go. One more thing before we go. We'll get to the comments. I promise. I'll get to the remaining comments. Words of wisdom from our favorite billionaire. Oops, I know I messed up somewhere.
All the mistakes I've made in my life, I've made because I was trying to please other people. Every one of them. There's not one that I've made because I did something because I really wanted to do this for myself. Every mistake I've ever made is because I went outside of myself to do something for somebody else that I should not have, to please them.
I can agree to that. Like, if I make a mistake on my own, it's not really a mistake. It's a lesson learned. That's how I look at it. But if I'm doing something to make you happy, and this goes completely against my principles, thought process, moral values, that's a huge mistake. And usually when I make those type of mistakes, it usually comes back to harm me with no one to come and save me. Stop trying to be a people pleaser. Stop trying to conform to what everybody says and what everybody thinks. That is going to be your biggest downfall, because when you get into some real situation, now you got to stand up for yourself. And when you stand up for yourself, and you always will, you will be left. You will be stranded, left hung to dry. I had to learn, for the most part. No, let me be honest. I learned that the hard way growing up, trying to please others. That has always been my downfall. I have learned from that mistake, and because of that, I am a better person. Any mistakes I made is something that I chose to do, and I turned those mistakes into life lessons. And because of that, I am now a better person. I'm a better person now. So it's more so f your feelings to everybody. If this is what I don't want to do, I'm not going to do it. I got don't want to say this out loud. I'll tread carefully because of the people involved. There's a death in the family. God rest his soul. Because of all the things that's involved, I do not want to go to the funeral. If I do go, it's because I'm going to be for a couple of people, but deep down I know that'll be a mistake. That's me just trying to please other people and thinking I'm doing the right thing. If I know I should not be there, I'm not going to be there. So, and sometimes this requires you to make the toughest decision, even against people that you're supposed to love the most. So, with that being stated, watching that video and going back to where I used to be and where I came from, no, I will not be going to that young lady's funeral. I apologize in advance, but I made that decision. Sometimes the best decisions, it will be the toughest ones, but it will be the right one. All right. Bolo TV is in the building. Bolo, what's good, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. The Lord gave me another day to get it right. How are you feeling, my G?
I'm doing good. What you got, man?
Um, this is a very touchy and hurtful, topic. You
Mm,
know, um, for both sides, both males and females, because us being believers, we look at things differently than how society, you know, um, looks at things, right?
mm,
And unfortunately, a lot of the times those two don't meet at the same path. Sometimes they do separate. Um, but again, when we're dealing with believers and we're dealing with common sense, we have to understand that the best prevention is not to do it at all, right? That's the best prevention. So if you're not ready to be a father, then don't play the game. Don't be involved because condoms aren't 100%. All these contraceptives that they have, they're not 100%.
Right.
And we have the spiritual side and we have the carnal side that we have to look at. From the spiritual side, you know, it's unfair. It's unfair where the power is so heavily slated on one portion of the genders. I'm speaking towards the women. It's unfair in the aspect of if I don't want to be a father, it takes two to contribute. You can't
Mm-hmm.
have a child without the father. I don't care if you go through it in vitro or whatever it is. At the end of the day, you needed the seed. We're the seed. We plant the seed. We do. Okay? So aside from that, if I want to be a father and you don't want to be a mother, right? Your body, your choice. You have every right to make that decision here. It's not a joint effort. It's not a collective. It's not you and I making that decision together. It's you making the decision. So I gotta live with that. I gotta take that punch to the chest and eat it. Now, if I don't want to be a father and you want to be a mother, I gotta live with it either way. So again, what I tell the young men at the end of the day is swayed. Once you get a pregnancy, it's no hands at all. It's in hers. So if you're not ready to be a father, don't jump into the pool. Don't do it. And it's unfortunate that it's no longer a conversational point between the two that had laid together. Now it's a a talking point. You know what I'm saying, Chris? It's a talking point
Mm-hmm.
now. Now it's about
Yeah.
emotionally moving people one way or the other to politically gain some type of footing or standing. So, you know, our job as believers is to let these young men and women know that, give them the options. And like you said, a failure is not a failure if you learn from it. A failure becomes a life experience because now you know what you needed to learn from it and you move on. You become a better version of yourself than you were when you walked into that situation. It's only a failure if you learn nothing because that means you're
Mm-hmm.
bound to repeat it.
Right.
So, that's all I got, brother.
No,
That's all I got.
I appreciate the words of wisdom, especially with what you were saying earlier. Matter of fact, it reminded me what Brittany said, and I need to start saving some of these comments. I'm still new to these this stuff on StreamYard. Brittany said this earlier. If women have the final say, why not men take the first say? And she's absolutely right because men do.
Repeat that. What? Repeat that.
If women have the final say, why not man take the first say? Meaning you're in charge of what you do with your body first before the woman make a final decision what she does with her body. So if you don't want to be in this situation at all, be exercise a level of discernment about where you're going to pretty much stick your semen in or let it
Absolutely.
grow.
Absolutely.
And I always told
100%.
brothers this article came out October of last year, or maybe the year before that. No, it had to be October. Well, whenever it was before inflation. Your semen, first 18 years, $311,000 for a child that you probably did not want, or you did not plan for. So I told men, keep that money to yourself
Absolutely.
by not engaging certain activities, so you don't have to
Absolutely.
worry about that.
Yeah. You ever when I don't know how old you are, but do you remember Woody Woodpecker?
Of course.
Remember the one cartoon when it says if Woody had went to the police, this would never have happened. You
Sounds like Woody
remember that one?
Woodpecker.
Yeah, I never
Woody
forget that. Yo,
Woodpecker got robbed.
I never forget that one. Yeah, he would not go to the cops.
He wouldn't go to the police. And the purpose of the guy, like every time, I believe Woody Woodpecker got robbed at first, and he tried to handle it on his own. Then the guy with the trench coat would just come out of nowhere and say, "If Woody had went to the police, it was never had happened." Every time there was a chance for Woody to handle this situation, in his pride, it ended out on
Oh,
himself
Bolo, you
and
breaking up.
dug himself deeper.
Hey, Bolo, check your
Yeah,
service. You're breaking up, man.
can you hear me?
It's
Can you
still
hear me?
it's still in the matrix just a little bit. It's still in the matrix, but yeah, I think
Is this better? Is this
yeah,
better?
much better, much better.
Yeah. So the point of contention came where Woody wanted to handle the problems on his own, opposed to going to the proper authorities that could handle it for him. And a lot of the times, I use this, and I say that, man, we're so egotistical. We hardly want to go to God. We go to God as our last contention. Now He's our last plan. He's the break, in case of emergency, when it should be who we go to first. He's who we should go to first for His discernment, for His clarity, for His learning. And a lot of the times, as men, when I say man, I mean both men and women. We don't. We think that we can figure it out on ourselves. And I always say, if Woody had went to the police, this would never have happened. If you would have just taken the counsel, you know what I'm saying, that these men that are rightly giving you, because there's a lot of men on YouTube that give you the wrong advice. And the only reason why they're giving you the wrong advice is because they're giving you the advice from their hurt, from their trauma. And they mask it as they've learned from it. But you can tell from the message that they haven't learned anything. They're functioning in their dysfunction, if that makes sense. And our job is to learn from our trauma, learn the lessons that we need to learn, and become better men, become better women from it, so that we can be that example for those that are coming up behind us.
No, I agree. I have no pushback on that. And some of the people in the space, I had to go look up Matthew chapter 23, verse 27 through 28. Like most of the guys in this space, these people, and women as well, but pertaining to this topic, most of the guys in this space are hypocrites, and they are not these. They're not the messengers that people need to be listening to because of what they're spewing and how it doesn't make sense. Like the whole idea of this topic, I debunked it just with the numbers in itself. There's no one, there's virtually no one deleting anybody at the second trimester. So we was able to eradicate that talking point in from existence, and now to the fellas, it's like, all right, let's keep the same energy. Then you really want to stand by what you're going to say, then bring the child into this world. If your answer is no, like, now we ain't doing that. We're gonna keep our condoms. We still gonna pull out. Cool. Don't get on women for what they did with their bodies if you're not gonna be responsible for what you do with yours.
100%. 100%. And here's one more example, and then I gotta drop, and I'll leave you to it. It's like if the devil came to you and said, "Yo, Chris, Bolo's on the phone. He's trying to call you." Would you believe him?
Baller's on the phone and he's trying to call me.
Yeah. But Satan told you that.
Mm,
Would you? Would you believe him?
I'll be skeptical, very skeptical. Like, what's going on here?
Exactly right. Not because of the message, because you don't know if the message is true or not, but because of the messenger. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So we have to start using our discernment, because a lot of the time these cats, they be giving you the correct information, but they lace it and pull you into the bigger lie, because they got to give you some truth to get your ear to twitch a little bit, right? They got to give you a little truth. but then they lace it with their emotions, with their experience. They don't give you the whole truth and nothing but the truth to help you God, because then all you would have to do is just give the information and let that man or woman figure out and come to the same conclusion you came to if they themselves are about truth. But what do? They try to push it and they talk to you emotionally. But this is why women do this, and this is why men do this, and this is this, because what they're doing is they're in real time living through that emotional trauma that caused them to go through what they went through back then. How you feel affects how you see. Your brain will always try to affirm, and it will always affirm how you feel, be it bad or good. And I ended on that.
Yes, sir. My guy. I appreciate you for pulling up. Cowboy, you too. You guys already know you're welcome here anytime, man.
All right, man. Cool.
Appreciate you, man. Uh, and to the audience, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Those who are watching this on replay on Clubhouse, not that hard to find. Just find somebody that knows me, and you guys have any questions or comments, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all do. Feel free to get at me, and we'll talk about that. But I got to get to go to work. But on our way out, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this content, please hit the like. If you dislike it, go ahead, hit the dislike. It's all good for me. Subscribe and share this content out with people. Follow me on my socials. Links are located in the description. We're on a participant waive all rights and privacies. We're on the way to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get $100 during the Cash App giveaway. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I may present a new segment, a new show idea. We're going to try it out here, and we're going to see how it goes. Will I be back tonight? Maybe. Will I be back tomorrow morning with it? I don't quite know yet, but either tonight or tomorrow morning, I have a new show idea. Just stay tuned. You guys are going to enjoy it. But we're going to get out of here. This is the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Cowboy, thank you. I will talk to you guys later. Have a blessed day and peace out.
Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor,
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.